Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here we are back in the car again after my heaviest day of training this week. Just got finished in the gym. Do excuse any background noise. If you hear it, I've got the AC going and, honestly, I'm just burning up because the gym doesn't have AC, which I'm totally fine with, but by the time I sit in the car, I'm certainly ready for some cool air. So, what I wanted to talk about today is some adjustments that I had to make regarding my diet and getting back into the swing of some heavy training during school. So the first week with students was this past week. Just finished that up. It was the week of Labor Day. And overall, everything's going pretty well. I've got 3 well-behaved classes of earth science this semester, so I'm looking forward to that. But as per usual, I'm moving from summer to the school time, so my focus isn't 100% on the gym and some of those goals. And one of the adjustments I've had to make was in my diet. So after North Americans, and I will say I did touch on this in my Summer's Over video. So if you watch that, shout out to you. I appreciate you all for tuning in. But I want to go a little more in depth on my decision to change my diet plans here today. And in order to see what I'm seeing, we have to back up for a second. So about 6 to 8 weeks out of North Americans, essentially the beginning of summer, it was the week I was getting out of school, I made the decision to start using the Renaissance periodization dieting app to control my diet and slowly tick down to that 123, 124-ish kilo range for my body weight. Now, it's important to note that whenever I started that diet, kind of the catalyst for that was I weighed over 130 kilos one day. I think I was 130.2 kilograms, which means, right, through dieting, and I touched like 123.5 or something like that before my water cut. So what that means, I cut nearly 7 kilos of lean body mass in, let's call it an 8-week time period. I don't know exactly what that was. In pounds, that's about 14 to 15 pounds, just under 15 pounds of body weight. That's significant, right? And I did proceed to water cut the rest, meaning I lost a total of over 10 kilos, 22 pounds of body weight leading into the North American Championships. Now, my goal, what I was thinking going into North Americans was, hey, let's continue this deficit for another 4 to 6 weeks and try and cut down to 121 or maybe even 120 in true body weight, and then enter a maintenance phase and slowly creep back up for nationals. Now, in theory, that's a great idea because I was going through the cut early on, far out from nationals. That's probably the best time to do it. But what I didn't take into account in my plans was getting back to school and the kind of stresses that get reintroduced between 1, going back to school, and 2, getting back into some off-season work for training. So after getting back, I did enjoy a couple weeks of basically just eating whatever I wanted after North Americans, but by the time it was time to amp up my diet again, I was entering school and I was like, hey, wait a second. This fatigue's creeping up fast because the reps were high. My conditioning was low from peaking for North Americans, and I was getting back into a school schedule where I can't eat exactly whenever I want to, wherever I want to. So in response to that, I've adjusted my plan. Basically, I'm not going to lose weight down to that 121 kilo body weight mark. The new plan is to enter a maintenance phase. So we're in week 2 of about an 8-week maintenance phase with the RP dieting app. I did make the decision. I paid for the whole year worth of the app, which is $100. And that was, one, it'll hold me accountable, and two, it's a financial decision. So the RP dieting app is $20 a month if you pay monthly, which means if you pay for the whole year, which is only $100, it only costs the same as if you paid 5 months monthly. So I just committed myself to it. I was like, this is very helpful. This will help my training. And now I'm stuck with that app for a year, which I think will be good for my kind of commitment to my diet. So we have upped the calories significantly. I think I'm sitting at about 4,200 calories for maintenance. And the breakdown's right around, on training days, that is 230 grams of protein, 90 grams of carbs, and 580 grams of, or I said 90 grams of fat, sorry, I said carbs, and 580 grams of carbs. So what that will do is hopefully it kind of offsets that fatigue that I get from working at school. I'm on my feet all day. It's mentally exhausting too. And being in a deficit just doesn't lend to that. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm starting to feel better. You know, I think I'm back on the upswing as far as training goes. Hopefully I've got this posted on some training. You can check that out. Heavy training this week went well, so I'm happy with that overall. But I just wanted to give you all an update as far as where the diet sits. The plan is to maintain at about 124 kilo body weight for 8 weeks. We will reassess and then either enter some more maintenance or we'll cut down a tiny bit, but we're still 6 months out from nationals, so sitting in a great spot overall, and you know, I'm happy with that. So as always, thank you all for tuning in. Things have been busy for me, so you know, I'm hoping to get 3 to 4 videos out per week, so keep an eye out for those. Please like, as always, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate the community that we are building here. So that's it for me. Hopefully you all are doing well in your training. Comment down below, you know, is your plan to cut? Are you planning to compete at nationals? What's your next competition? Always interested to hear that kind of stuff. So that's it for me. I'm going to sign off. Thank you all, and until next time, happy lifting.